Hello dear Warcraft community, it is time for some news as Blizzard has promised us news in June and they deliver with news in June today. The PTR update is here and it is patch 1.33, so it's not only a small one, it's a content patch and it finally brings us ladder, leaderboards and profiles. This is something good, this is active development. And of course they address us with a patch notes and a little dev update, I guess. So without further ado, let's jump into it and dissect it a little bit. What did they say? Greetings Warcraft 3 community. It's been some time since we provided an update on Warcraft 3 Reforged. You don't say. Many of you have asked us to support some of the features which were a part of the original Warcraft 3 experience. That's... wow! Who would have thought that when you remake a game, you're supposed to bring in all the features the original game that is 20 years old had? Unbelievable! We are pleased to announce that our upcoming patch 1.330 will include rank play, player profiles, leaderboards, and a few additional updates. You can reach the patch notes to learn more. We plan to continue to work on delivering multiple updates this year, but rather than simply telling you, we plan to show you. This is very familiar and very similar to the sentence they said after the BlizzCon line, where they had the interview with J. Allen Brack, and he said pretty much exactly the same, and then nothing happened for 1.5 years. So take this with a grain of salt. Keep an eye out on the official Warcraft 3 site to stay on top of the latest developments. I think the site is so outdated that it still promises the features we never got. To all our committed players around the world to continue to play and enjoy Warcraft 3 Reforged, we would like to thank you for your love of this game, Loktar Ogar. So, first of all, judging from what they say here, no sign of apology. I did not expect this, but it would have been nice. This is probably the most apologetic they can be from a corporate standpoint. And this is probably the most or the best thing here, multiple updates this year, and that players finally have a play to play competitively. So let's take a look at the patch notes then. What do they promise us? 1.330. We recently begun public testing our next update on Warcraft 3 Reforged version 1.33. This update focuses on 3 features: rank play, leaderboards, profile pictures. We expect to test, yada yada yada, we want feedback, yada yada yada, stress test, yada yada yada. So there is a differentiation between ranked and unranked. There will be seasons, but they don't say how long these seasons will last, but seasons will be saved. MMR per race is good. You have to play 5 placement matches and then you get a rank. After playing the ranked match, we'll be taken to a post-game screen which will display your MMR change in rankings. That's pretty good, probably similar to StarCraft Remastered. 7 different ranks plus unranked, which doesn't really count. Leaderboards in-game. Pretty neat. And several filters. We will dive into this and see it live. Player profiles also, you can check it out in game, and we will see that as well. Reforged campaign, numerous tuning and balance adjustments have been made to multiple campaign maps. This is probably what they revealed or implemented with the patch recently. There's a couple of changes that are not named here, and I want to put that out. Editor changes, numerous ones. The UI is getting a little bit improved. There's new natives that help to bring new features into the game. And a couple of maps new maps are in there as well, but rather for 3-on-3 or for 6 players and for 8 players. But that's pretty much it from a content standpoint. No balance, even though the balance on the PTR is different from what we have live. They probably just, forgot to change the balance from the last PTR. They also tweeted, so for the first time in forever, they put something out. The tweet before that was April 29, 2022, so it's more than 2 years where the Twitter account wasn't active. Welcome them back. Maybe at the Warcraft 3 Reforged Twitter account, they basically say what was already in the news post. So I guess it's time to dive into it and to check out the Warcraft 3 Reforged letter as it is on the PTR, on the public test realm. Because the first thing is that I don't get my Reforged displayed. There we go. The first thing is that the menu is smoother. A couple of optimizations went into this probably. So how you get there, you click on versus. And here you go. That's it. Ranked selected versus ranked. You can select all the races. This changes the background, changes also your win rate. And as I said, MMR separated by race. And of course, random is a different faction as well. 5 different game modes, 1 on 1, 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 4 on 4. FFA, this displays your rank progress. Here will your league will be displayed here. I tried to find a map, unfortunately not the case. Map pool, very outdated. It has maps like Brightwater Oasis, no Mad Isles. You know, that definitely needs an overhaul as well. And how do you reach your profile? Not very intuitive. Right click, view profile, and then it looks like this. Where you're... Oh, I'm already combatant. Aha, I didn't even do a placement match yet. High MS MMR 0. Alright then. Can I actually change that? Neat. Someone thought about that, I guess. So, this doesn't fit then. A little bit of a bug. But you can also look at the leaderboards, and this tells you a little more about what's actually displayed. You see at the moment Hippo and Craft inside number 1. You can view the profiles of the top players, and you see their match history, how long the game was, their rank, their MMR, some basic statistics, and that's it so far. So, why is this good? This is good because it shows that there's active development, that there is a team working on Warcraft 3 Reforged and giving us updates even though the updates are really late. This is, by the way, from all we've seen, pretty much exactly what we were promised in July and August of 2020. As you can see, here's the developers update for rank play. Let's take a look at the pictures. Huh? Looks familiar, this leaderboard. Looks familiar, this placement matches. Looks familiar, the selection. There was no overhaul or anything. They just... This is what the old team left them. This is whatever the old team did 2 years ago before the team was disbanded. But this is not necessarily bad. This definitely shows that someone picked up the scraps and did something with it. It is no innovation, but someone blew the dust of this game. So I see a lot of you out there criticizing this. And especially yelling for, like, there's 2 topics, I guess. Will this kill War3Champions? Will this be a competitor to War3Champions? I'm pretty sure that's not the case, and I show you why. I prepared a little something to show you why this won't be an issue. And we start with by just comparing features. Features Warcraft 3 Reforged, 1 on 1, 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 4 on 4, and FFA. For War3Champions, we got 1 on 1, 2 on 2, 4 on 4, FFA, and custom games. And AT and RT are mixed for better matchmaking in 4 on 4, while this is not the case at Battle.net. The only pro for Battle.net is 3v3, and that's pretty much it. Servers. No, that's not server, that's ranks. 7 ranks for Reforged ladder. 9 ranks for War3Champions, so this should give you a better idea of how good you currently are. The rank names, by the way, Combatant, Challenger, Rival, Duelist, Elite, Gladiator, and Champion. Even they recognize that War 3 Champion is the best you can be. Map pool, as I said, super outdated. AZBOCH. Nomad Isle is a map that wasn't really played when War 3 Arena came out. Map pool of War 3 Champions, up to date, newly developed. The hottest thing there, we just implemented the new map Springtime and Rusty Creek. Active development at War 3 Champions, and Blizzard takes whatever it's there. This needs an overhaul, by the way. Left hand side, map pool absolutely needs an overhaul. Servers, biggest issue of the Battle.net ladder by far. 3 servers in US West, Europe, and South Korea. Tell me how cross-regional play is supposed to work. It's not. It's regional matchmaking, and especially for NA, or the Americas in general, super biased regional matchmaking. For Europe, I think it's not that bad. For South Korea, I guess this once again alienates Oceania. War 3 Champions, 26 servers around the world in global matchmaking. You have fair conditions, whatever you do. If you play with an Aussie, you have fair conditions. If you want to play with the people from Chile, you will be put into US Central and you have fair conditions. 3 servers is ridiculous. If a player from LA is playing someone from New York, the server is in LA. That's horrible. And how are you supposed to play US West versus Europe versus US West? It's just not possible. There is no US East server. Servers absolutely horrible in comparison. War 3 Champions cannot be matched in that regard. And servers are really, really, really cheap. Some servers cost like $20 a month or something for War 3 Champions. Crazy. Other stuff. War 3 Champions has developed quite a bit cool stuff recently. The original Battle.net has a zoom value at 1600. That is fixed. That cannot be changed. That is the original zoom of Warcraft 3 from 20 years ago when we were playing on CRT monitors. At War 3 Champions, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. Sometimes it feels like you're watching from space. We got so used to zoomed out Warcraft 3. This feels really 20 years old, and it's not a good look. Not having a reconnect feature. Very bad. It ruined DreamHack Anaheim, and they know it. A reconnect feature is a must, as War 3 Champions has it. And, to be fair, old Battle.net had reconnect. Bring it back. The stats are very simple. That's definitely better at War 3 Champions. And killer feature as well, Flow TV, if you want to watch the current leader of the rankings, if you want to follow their games, War 3 Champions lets you observe all the ladder games. Feature-wise, much better. Server-wise, for a small community, you can't rely on the fact that you get a lot of noobs on your ladder. I think global matchmaking is the future for a small community like ours. I really doubt that there are so many people on the Battle.net ladder that you get super quick matchmaking, especially looking into the future. There was another feature that was hinted at Twitter by Kamis Official. Thank you very much for sending that in. He had a nice observation looking at the clan tab in the live server. It has this little box saying clans have been disabled and will return in a future update. At the PTR, the box is not there. So maybe clans next for Warcraft 3 Reforged. So I think we can say War 3 Champions is still the best server that we have. Battle.net is not coming close. Why is it still good? Because if someone feels the itch for a little bit of Warcraft and he just has the feeling from 20 years ago, he wants to play a couple of ladder games. In the current live Battle.net version, there's almost no matchmaking at all. You can you can meet someone who's really good or someone who plays the game for the first time. Here with that ladder, you get a better idea of how good you are or still are, and the risk of getting smacked immediately after playing 2 or 3 games after the placement matches is lower. The risk of scaring people away is lower, which leads to a higher chance of them coming into the community. Another thing I want to mention is that a lot of people are crying for Battle.net right now, for a balance patch right now, and yelling for it. And I will tell you why this is a bad idea. What you saw, the graphics, everything, the leaderboards, whatever you just saw, is 2 years old. Imagine they took the notes that they had on balance from 2 years ago and implement this now. It is a freaking disaster. So for the first update that they do, as they promised multiple, taking what's there, get familiar with the code as it is a new team. It must be a new team. It must be new people working on it. Who that is, we don't know. How many people that are, we don't know. But you can't push this out if there's not a couple of people dedicated at least for a few months a year. Maybe we have to share them with StarCraft or Heroes, who knows. But there is active development and they get familiar with the code, they get familiar with the structure, they get familiar with the game, they will see the feedback, what's missing, and then they can build upon that. If they really want to make it good, they talk with the community now. They reach out. Maybe behind closed curtains. I don't care. But we need a balance patch. It's easy to do. You can please so many people. The information is all out there. We gathered feedback from so many people. Read it, analyze it, process it, and then give us the balance patch. Prior to that, you can update the map pool. Super easy. But this is a solid foundation to finally implement ranked, even though it's not as good. But it's something new and it's something necessary. And this game definitely deserves this ranked. Okay. What are your thoughts, everybody? Are you disappointed? Are you agreeing with me? What is your feedback on the ladder? Did you click a little bit? Is there any bugs you found? Is there anything that could be easily improved? Is there anything you specifically like? I, for myself, am very, very happy that I had this little pop-up on my window saying Warcraft 3 is updating. It was a good feeling and I wanted more of that. So Blizzard, decent start. We don't forgive you, but we will be there for you if you reach out. Until then, everybody, see you soon and take care.